All right, Vig, I want to do a little more college football talk, and I want to talk a little about the 4-1 Pride of New Jersey Rutgers Scarlet Knights, coming off a huge victory over Pittsburgh, where we really, beat them up and down the field. One of those no-doubters.
Beat the Panthers.
Beat the Panthers. Pittsburgh Panthers. Good to see it. Nice Big East victory.
Yep.
4-1. We're flirting with the top 25. I think this could be a better season than a lot of people thought, and one where we could challenge for the Big East title.
Since Ray Rice is gone.
Since Ray Rice is gone.
How many top 25s has Rutgers?
I don't think we've been in the top 25 at all.
Haven't cracked it at all.
No.
So next week, Navy midshipmen.
Navy next week at home.
Talk to me about the matchup.
Well, Navy traditionally the triple option running team.
Yeah.
They are 2-3 this year, but they played a couple tough teams, so I'm not looking past that game at all.
They usually do. They usually have a tough schedule.
Yeah, they do. Because a lot of people want to play Navy.
Yeah.
Because it's a big name. When you say Navy, it's not a great school that has a good name. It's a good draw.
Yeah.
So yeah, they played tough, and with that triple option, that can beat you if you're not good and used to it. But Rutgers, their defense, it has been just dominating. So I expect them to smother up the midshipmen. I expect us to win. I expect home game. I expect us to be in the top 25 next week when we're 5-1. 5-1, hopefully. We had a couple votes this week from the USA Today poll. I'd like to see that transition us into a ranking. Rutgers has been running with, I'm just going to kind of throw this one over to you in a second, running a couple different running backs, Gearing and Huggins back there, a couple other guys too. Do you think that multiple running back set can work in college football, or should you stick with kind of one feature guy like when they had Ray Rice?
I would love to see when college teams run NFL-style offenses.
Okay.
I think when you have the going back a couple of years when you had the David Klinglers playing for Houston, right? You had the Ty Detmers playing for BYU. And you had these pro-style offenses. Peyton Manning playing in Tennessee.
Okay.
It will not win you the championship in college because you don't have the personnel necessarily, but I think it's exciting.
Right.
I think it creates more draftable players, which ultimately I think should be one of the goals of college programs.
True.
And I love a two-back system. I love a spread offense. I love to see the West Coast offense run in college, maybe a little bit of run and shoot. It's more exciting, and you create opportunities for more of your players to go pro.
And that's a lot of what Rutgers is doing. Rutgers has had a lot of players go pro recently.
Ray Rice is legit.
Ray Rice is legit. There's a lot of other guys out in the league. The McCourty brothers. McCourty guy is the starter for Patriots right now. There's a lot of guys. Westerman's a starter for the Jets. There's a few other guys I can name, but you don't want to hear that. I'm talking about the 2011 Rutgers team. Had some issues at quarterback. They had Dodd started the season. Now it seems to be Nova's team. I'd like to see us power run the ball, especially because that defense has been top notch. So I think next week against Navy is a good test for our defense. Can we stop the triple option? And for our offenses, can we go up against a team that's not a top 20, top 30 defensive team? And can we get the offense really rolling too?
Yeah. Can you take the next step?
Right.
Overall record, and do you think they make a bowl game?
I'm going to say definitely make a bowl game. Being that they have a good relationship with, they just need 6 wins to get there. They already have 4. This shouldn't be a problem. They play a lot of the service academies. They don't play the toughest schedule out there. Yeah. So I'm going to say we drop another game to West Virginia, which could be the game that's going to turn us from a BCS or really high-ranked game to a not really there. Probably
blockbuster video.
Right.
A GMC bowl.
Right. A lot of people say they're going to play at the bowl, the Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium.
There you go.
Say they belong.
No shame in that.
No shame in
Yankees.
Yep. Because the
Yankee Stadium.
Only negative part about that is it's tough to go to because it's really cold outside, whereas the other bowl games down
here. They're football players.
For a fan sitting in the stadium, it's tough. So I'm going to say they have maybe 2 more slip-ups throughout the season, and they're going to end the year with a very solid 9-3 record.
It's a bowl game.
That's a decent bowl game, 2nd or 3rd in the Big East. So I'm going to say, you know what? Hell, I'm going to say we're number 2 in the Big East, which is going to give us a decent matchup in a bowl game. Behind probably West Virginia. Yeah. I'm going to say West Virginia will be number 1. We're going to go to a decent bowl game and probably play let's see, at this number 2 in the Big East, I think we play a Big 12 school, which will be tough, which could end up being Oklahoma State. That will be a challenge for Rutgers. I mean, this is just looking 2 months, 3 months down the road. But no, I do see that. I see us in a nice bowl game, which will probably be a loss if we're playing that caliber of team. But going into that bowl game, I would say we will be ranked number 25 in the nation, which is respectable.
9-3 record, second in the Big East, bowl game, top 25.
That's right. Anything to add to that, or moving on?
Boom, 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 boom. The only thing I'll say is in Yankee Stadium, Pinstriper Bowl, we'll give Oklahoma State, or that type of team, we'll give them out.
Yeah, you know, I think the matchup you get in the Pinstripe Bowl would be a much lower team, might be it would be down there like maybe Missouri or somebody like that. I think 12 teams lower echelon.
That game's in Northeast, we're gonna give that team out.
That's right.
I'm going.
I'll be there. I'll be there. Pinstripe Bowl.
You're
See me
buying
there.
beers on there too.
All right.